There's a reason both locals and those from away call Labrador the Big Land. Widely considered to be one of the world's last most vast and extreme lands, Labrador boasts an area of over 294,000 square kilometers, or 113,000 square miles. And with a human population of less than 27,000, there are far more moose, caribou, and black bear in the Big Land than humans. Being so vast, being so remote, and being so pristine, what does that mean for the rivers and lakes of Labrador? And the fishing? Labrador boasts some of the world's finest fisheries for giant brook trout, lake trout, Atlantic salmon, as well as landlocked Atlantic salmon known as Wananiche. We're on our way to McKenzie River Lodge in the heart of northern Labrador, on the make for wild brook trout and landlocked Atlantic salmon.
I've always considered myself very fortunate to be able to host a fly fishing television show, and I've always wanted to share this opportunity with my family. Well, that's what's happening this week on The New Fly Fisher. I've got my eldest son, Will Melnyk, who doesn't really fly fish and has never fished in moving water, here with me at McKenzie River Lodge in north central Labrador. It's going to be big fish, big times in the big land. This big fish adventure starts right now on The New Fly Fisher.
Ooh, that's a nice sized fish.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh my goodness, that's the kind of fish that makes stickers out of it.
The New Fly Fisher is supported by Newfoundland and Labrador Outfitters Association, Vair Watches, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited,
Getting to McKenzie River Lodge is seamless and easy. After a night in Montreal, we got on an early morning flight to Wabush, Labrador. Once provisions were loaded into the Otter, we were off to the lodge, only a short 50-minute flight away. First day at McKenzie River Lodge is layover day, so no guided fishing. Will and I took this time to get our gear rigged, get settled into the cabin, and get ready for what was sure to be an epic Labrador adventure for brookies in Wananiche. Though our adventure was well underway, fishing starts in the morning. It's obvious we are both super excited to get fishing. It's day one of our fishing adventure at McKenzie River Lodge. In camp with Will and I are brothers-in-law Bill Ingram and Bob Pingree from Massachusetts, the guides, and of course lodge owner Paul Ostigi. We eat a hearty breakfast, get our gear ready, and go, and make the first trek into the Labrador Wild. Alex Levesque is our guide today, and he's got things dialed in.
This is Alex Levesque. Alex is a guide here at McKenzie River Lodge. Alex, what's the order of the day? What are we fishing for and how are we going to fish them?
We're going to fish brook trout and landlocked salmon. We're gonna start with the streamer and maybe try the nymph and dry fishing.
Dry fly, cool. So big brook trout, landlocked salmon, also called wananiche. Let's get some streamers tied on and we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. All right, Will. First fishing trip.
Yep.
First pool, only fitting. You get the first shot at it. You ready?
Great. Thank you.
Okay, buddy, have fun.
Thank you.
Start short, Will.
That's
Start
too long?
closer, yeah.
Will has fly fished a bit in lakes near our house, but had never really fished moving water. Of course, he's up first, and it doesn't take long for him to come tight with his first fish of the trip.
How'd it feel?
Fantastic. You hit it hard.
Yeah, there's no mistaking it, huh? Yeah, you want to swing him to the left, bring him in the soft
the
water,
left?
okay? Towards Alex, yeah. Keep him tight. That's it. He's going to want to fight and try to pull out into the current.
Yep.
Don't force him too much. You got time. See how he uses the current to his advantage?
Yeah.
Now you got his head. Nice job. Congratulations.
Thank
Your
you.
First Labrador brook trout. How's it feel?
Can't believe it.
Oh, beautiful. Well, my boy, first brook trout.
Yep.
How was it?
Feels fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd it hit?
Really, really hard.
Yeah, what's the fly you got on there? It's a dark olive
Olive streamer.
cone-headed streamer. Now it's my turn. Now I'm gonna see if they like the white. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Very aggressive take. I moved down about 8 feet. All right, come off. It's too bad. Moved down about 8 feet and covering some new water, and there's a bubble line on the other side of the river that I'm working my way out to, and fresh water, and I got an eat, but I couldn't do my job. Let him go if he needs to go. To the left, Will, to the left. Pull him left, pull him left. Yep, keep him tight, keep him tight. Hey, nice job. Put your time in, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. That's bigger than the last one. Oh, that's a thick one, Will.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
A good morning to start. It's lunchtime.
So it's just after lunch on day one, and Ludo brought the lunches down to us from the lodge, which is fantastic. He's going to take me out to this lower half of this run where he knows there's some big fish hanging around. He's put me on 5X with a dry fly, so here goes nothing.
Will heads out with Alex, and I get to fish with lodge manager Ludovic Vrack.
That was a big fish.
Yeah, it does. Oh yeah. Nice fish. Soft take. Have you seen?
Very soft take. Super soft take.
Yeah.
I got to remember, I got 5X on here. Brook trout on a dry fly. Absolutely fantastic. Nice. So it's been slow for me today. On streamers, dry dropper, but we switched over to dry fly. Moved a bunch of fish after lunch, which is great. And then put out a stimulator, long cast, and
This guy came and ate it. Now, I've been finding it easier to present these dry flies drag free on a longer cast because you can feed slack to them. That's what happened here. He was out probably 40 feet, kept feeding slack. It was a dead drift, came up, whoop, done. Sweet. Now, I don't think this was the fish that swirled on that stimulator right away. All right. That's what McKenzie River's all about. Look at those blue halos on those red spots. White leading edge on the fins. Mottled back. Just absolutely stunningly beautiful.
So far, my experience here in Labrador has been pretty fantastic. Broken my personal best 3 times today with all 3 fish that I've caught, and caught my very first brook trout on the fly. I've just been having a fantastic time fishing with my dad.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't see the take on that. I was lifting it to bring it back to recast, and all of a sudden, the rod just bent right over. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good brook trout. 5X, I know, I learned that early. Nice. Nice grab. Good one. So we've been watching a fish eat sporadically in front of us for the last half hour. And tried a bunch of different flies on it. And that was the one that took. Mosquito pattern. Now again, I didn't see the eat, but this fish ate as I went to lift and recast. Not bad. Lots of fun. Love brookies. Love them, love them, love them.
As we're about to end the day, Will spots a fish right at his feet. And incredibly, it didn't spook.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Well, that's a pretty good description of how the day has been going. I'm not gonna lie.
Sight casting to big brook trout. We saw this fish surface, placed one cast in the zone, and he came up and ate it. How do you like that? Gotta love it. This is so fun in such clear water. It's perfect. He's in the fast stuff. I thought he was just gonna come in all nice. But no, I'm gonna try to get him behind this boulder. The lift and slide. That's fun. So your first day brook trout fishing in Labrador, caught him on streamers, caught him on dry droppers, caught him on dries. What's your favorite?
It's gotta be the dry fly.
How come?
So exciting.
It's super exciting.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the barn. We're gonna have dinner, relax for the evening, and guess what? We get to do it all again tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
Looking forward to it, bud.
McKenzie River Lodge is a remote, full-service fishing lodge that hasn't left any amenity behind. Large, comfortable cabins, able to sleep 2 or 3 anglers, are welcoming and warm. Each with their own ensuite bathroom, these open-concept cabins are great for small groups of anglers. With common areas in each, refrigerators, full bedding, and full power, anglers can retire after a day of fishing and need for nothing. The main lodge is large and welcoming with a living room, dining area where everyone eats together, and full Wi-Fi. McKenzie River Lodge is as comfortable as it gets. Breakfast and dinner are excellent and home prepared. Lunches, either back at the lodge or on the river's edge, are hearty and delicious. A riverside barbecue supper was a very welcome touch, as you can jump out of the run, grab dinner, and not miss the evening hatch for dry fly brook trout.
It's fantastic to have such a warm, welcoming lodge on the banks of world-class trout and salmon fishing at McKenzie River Lodge. It's day 2. The weather has held similar to the day before, and we're chomping to get after it.
Well, Alex, another beautiful day here in Labrador. What's the plan for the day?
We're gonna still fishing the McKenzie River, chase after brook trout and landlocked salmon. We're gonna try the dry fishing this morning, and we're gonna start with the mouse hole and go all the way down this all the day. Try a different pool, 5-6 pool around there.
Perfect.
Good.
All right, I'll grab my rod. Let's go.
Perfect.
We get set up at our first spot, and of course, I draw the short straw. Will is up first, as it should always be in my book. And a few casts later, it's my turn.
Such a subtle hit, that one, huh? I thought it was just a par. No, it's a beautiful brook trout. Nice. Yeah, beautiful colors. Absolutely. It's almost like they're getting ready to spawn, huh? Yeah. How do you like that? Just spectacular. Just gorgeous. Mother Nature was on point when she created these.
After Will's first landlocked Atlantic salmon, we take a break. Ludo joins us and suggests we walk downstream to another back eddy pool where the fish are visible from above.
McKenzie River Lodge is a fantastic brook trout and water niche destination in central northern Labrador. But once you're here, the modes of transportation can be tricky. What I mean by that is that to get to many of the pools here at McKenzie River Lodge, you need to take a boat to a trailhead and then you need to walk. Now, the trails here are glorified moose trails, if they will. They follow the contour of the river. They're not very wide. They're quite compact when it comes to where the forest is in relation to the trail. Now, the trick is when you're here, you need to be sure-footed. Every step can be dangerous here because there's bog holes, there's rocks, there's roots, there's mud holes. Basically, anything you can think that lives in a forest is along these trails. So take your time, use a walking stick, and you'll be able to get to the pools no problem. It helps to be in shape, in all honesty. I'm in average shape for a man my age, and I worked up quite a sweat each day walking to and from these pools. But the reward at the end of these trails is absolutely ideal. Trophy brook trout and trophy landlocked salmon. So when you're walking through the woods with fly rods, there's a couple of ways that I like to travel through the bush with my fly rods. Number one is to have my fly rod pointed straight ahead of me. That's great when you have wide open trails and you can actually see what your ground is like. The problem with having the rod in front of you is that you're looking down all the time in rough territory to make sure that your next step is sure-footed. You're not looking at your rod tip. And oftentimes, while you're looking down to where your next foot's going to be placed, that rod's going to get caught in a tree or a bush and the tip's going to snap. So again, rod forward, wide open trails, sure-footed trails. The other way I like to do it, which is a lot more safer when walking through the bush, is to actually carry your rod facing backwards. Backwards, the rod actually follows your body as you go. And for most trails, even some tight trails, it's gonna follow and not have any problems. You're gonna be able to get to A to B without any problems at all. The problem with this is this connection right here from your fourth ferrule and your fly line. That often gets caught on twigs or broken off branches or bushes. And what happens is this ferrule will pop out, or the middle ferrule will pop out, or you'll snap your tippet and lose your fly. The way that I like to travel with my fly rods in the bush, and the safest way in my opinion, is really simple. What I do is I actually break it down at the center ferrule and bring the butt of the fly rod of the second ferrule to the butt of the rod. Okay, now you've got this big gobbledygook of mess. You simply tighten up your slack, it brings everything tight. Now the trick is, when you do that, you're gonna have one piece of fly line or leader that is gonna be free from the guides of the fly rod. What you're gonna wanna do is take that line and wrap it twice around the rods so that they're effectively stuck together. Now, what happens is, because you've got the butt of the third ferrule matched up with the butt of the rod, it effectively protects your tip. Your tip is safe exactly like that. So, this is the best way, in my opinion, to carry your rods through the bush. It's safe, you don't have as much of a risk of breaking a rod tip, and you're off to the races. So we've come down to this widening of the McKenzie River, and this is the exact spot where it goes from the river proper into a lake behind. And what's interesting is, down this chute, there's a big back eddy that's formed right below me. I can see down into the back eddy, and there's a bunch of brook trout that are milling around. So we put Will at the base of the back eddy, and he's gonna try a bunch of different things to see if he can get any of these fish to eat. This is super cool. When you can see it happening, it's awesome. Nice. Well, you're gonna wanna swing him down that way.
This way?
Yep. If he goes out of the pool. If he goes out of the pool.
He's in the current. Shall I let him go?
Yeah.
We got him out.
If he pulls left, you go right. If he goes right, you go left.
I'm walking back.
That's a big brook trout. Take your time, pal.
I am.
Yes! Good job. Excellent job, guys.
Thank you. So for that fish, we started with a bomber. The fish turned at it. We decided to drop a nymph underneath the bomber. Fish turned at it again, and then we went to tight line nymphing, and the fish ended up eating it.
After lunch, we decide to go downriver from McKenzie River Lodge to a tributary flowing into Lake Andre. This trib is a smaller stream known very well to harbor very large trout. Guiding us today is Thomas Hardy. The weather is changing, cloudy with a smattering of rain. Perfect.
Fish just surfaced right behind me. Welcome to the Quartzsite River. A short drive from McKenzie River Lodge is this great small river filled with brook trout. Big brook trout, and further down lots of medium-sized fish. So I've got a big stimulator tied on to get things started. I'm gonna start close to me and work my way out. We've seen some big fish in this pool. And again, that one just surfaced behind us, just ate, so fingers crossed. Will has graciously let me go first today. After all, he is out fishing me, so there you go. Dad's choice, I guess. All right, came up slow and ate it. That was good. I got 4X on here, so you got to play him gently with a big orange stimulator. And being up high like this, it's amazing. You can see the fish in the pool with polarized glasses, and you can see them come up and eat it. It's hard not to set the hook until they turn back down, believe me. That's a lot of fun. Good fish.
Oh, did you another big one? Another one? Yes.
Sweet.
Another big one. Come to see this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. All right, let's take a look at the first Quartzsite River brookie of the day. Spectacular colors. Not a giant, but that's a good starter fish. Good warm up. I like it. Oh, what a good fish. Nice fish. Atta boy.
Woo! Thank you.
About the same size as the last one I got. All right, so we're in a unique situation. We're up on this high rock fishing this pool, and that allows you to really hide your presentation from the fish. And what I mean by that is when you're casting, you know, you can cast out and just have your leader material on the water as it drifts by you. And then as it goes down throughout the tail of the run, you can feed your fly line down, not disturbing anything that might have been under the water that you just passed over. So you high stick it, you cast it up, you bring it to you on a high stick. As it passes you, you can lower your rod tip to allow that fly to drift without any drag. And then now you can start feeding it line as it goes down the run. So keeping your fly line off the water whenever possible is a great way to maximize your chances of catching these big brook trout. It's unbelievable. You throw a big stimulator in, that big fish didn't move. You par down even further, still doesn't move. You throw a tiny little mayfly on, like an 18, and it came up and ate it. It's unbelievable. Just unbelievable. This is a big fish. Look at that. It's huge. Let's take a look at this. This is what brook trout dreams are made of. This has been so fun, and it's just been one spot. So there's a reason why I am totally in love with these fish, and this is it. Just fantastic.
After a chilly afternoon on the water, we head back to camp where Ludo had our fire stoked and, of course, a bowl of hot soup and delicious dinner waiting. As a father, Whether I like it or not, I've come to realize it's time in my relationship with my son Will to let him go. As he gets older, it's increasingly apparent to Jen and me we aren't as important to his day-to-day as we have been these past 18 years. Our children do become young men and women unto their own right before our eyes. Well, we are at this stage with Will, our eldest son. It's time to let him start making his own mistakes.
Go on. Yeah.
It's time to let him leave the nest to pursue his own personal life and professional career. Honestly, we don't like it, and I can only assume no parent does. But maybe I should look at it instead with confidence. Confidence in the job we have done as parents. It's not letting go, but instead watching him grow as a young man, proudly into the person we know he can be. So, we decided as parents he deserves something special for his 18th birthday, his graduation of high school, and his getting into the university of his choice for the career he's keen to pursue. A father-son fishing trip to celebrate his hard work and congratulate him in embarking on this new chapter of his life. I have to admit, I was a little nervous about bringing Will along on this adventure to McKenzie River Lodge. Nervous for a couple of reasons. Would he like this style of remote backcountry fly fishing? Would he last a week of fishing hard all day? And most importantly, at what level should I help him hone his fly fishing skills? Well, I decided to step back and let the guides do just that. And am I ever glad for this choice? His learning curve rose exponentially, and in a few short days under the teachings of Alex and Thomas, Will was becoming quite a fine fly fisher. Another fine morning at McKenzie River Lodge. This morning is favorable for heading downriver to explore new water. We are still looking for trophy brook trout, however we will have increased chances at landlocked Atlantic salmon. Landlocks, to me, are a highly underrated sport fish, especially in Labrador. Similar in most every characteristic as their anadromous cousins, landlocked Atlantic salmon are not. They don't travel up rivers from the ocean. In the McKenzie River system, they travel from freshwater lake to freshwater lake in rivers during the season, not dissimilar to Atlantic salmon entering and exiting rivers from the ocean. Landlocked salmon exhibit many of the same traits of Atlantics. They jump. They will test your mettle as an angler, they run far, and they fight hard. The big difference between the two is landlocks feed heavily throughout their migration, meaning you can target them with streamers, dry flies, bombers, and even terrestrials. They are every bit as angry as sea-run Atlantics, but they feed willingly. Perfect.
All right, Alex, another day here on the McKenzie River. We've come to some new water. Where are we and what can we expect?
We are at the third part of the river. We're going to start today with the pool we call the funnel and make all the way down to the elbow pool.
Okay.
And we're gonna start with the streamer and maybe some dry fly with the bomber.
Okay. So I've brought an 8 weight today. I have been fishing a 6. I brought an 8. We've got a better chance at Wananiche getting closer to
The small
this,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can get this this bad boy working, and let's catch some fish.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Ooh, nice fish. No!
Come on. Yeah.
Strip, strip, strip. See? There you go. Keep him in the pool.
Jeez Louise, where is he? Oh my God.
That's why you got to have a gentle finger on the drag, right? All right, so Will and I have had our struggles with the Wananiche today. We've lost 4 of them, and we've come down to this great run, and I'm swinging a green rabbit fur cone-headed strip leech, and this big brook trout came and ate it. He's swimming up in this current. Oh yeah, that's a good one, man. All right, I'm gonna bring him down to you. No, I'm not. Nice, right into the net, Alex. Excellent work. Ooh, good fish. Fantastic fish. So here's the fly. Silver conehead, olive, bunny leech, a little bit of flash in it. Au naturel. Took this big boy. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Welcome to Labrador. Fantastic fish.
Big fish.
Nice.
Is it?
Brook trout.
Wow, it's a big fish. Well, after breaking off on the last 3 fish, hooking up on this one feels pretty good. Hoping not to lose him. Very interesting, the difference in the fight of the fish. This one, the brook trout, they tend to stay down a little bit more, while the landlocked seem to jump a little bit more, and I've had some trouble keeping him pinned.
Pretty big brook trout.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Is that your biggest one?
I think so. I think that was my biggest brook trout.
Got him. Took it downstream, huh? Maybe we can keep tight with this one. We're 0 for 5. On the orange bomber. There, he's on the reel. Out in the fast stuff. You know, I thought they'd be on that inside pillow, on that inside bend, but no, they're out fast. He's gonna go, watch this. Oh, you tricked him. There he goes. Good job. Well done. Oh, what a fish. This is crazy. This is the same fish that we lost the green bunny strip leech on. It's still in his mouth. Alex knows of a spot that generally holds brook trout. And I started out by swinging a streamer, Scotty's McFly, underneath the bush where he thinks that they live. And I moved one. And I wasn't sure if I pricked it or not, so we switched over and put on a bomber, an orange bomber. We put the bomber through a couple times, didn't move any fish. And then we put on a dry, a small, probably a size 14, 14 stimulator. And after a couple passes through, the smaller of the two came up and ate. Nice male, beautiful fish. Starting to color up for mating season. Fantastic. So dabbing big brook trout and Labrador is possible if you know where they live. This is incredible.
Drop the stimulator in a few feet forward from where I originally placed it, and he missed it the first time and then came back again and smoked it.
I can't see the fly, but I just saw the rise, right? You fish the rise. Any strange movement? It's a white fish dressed up as a landlock. Oh, what a good fish. Nope. I tried to bring his head. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic fish. Look how thick it is. Look how thick that is. Wow.
For those of you who value time spent outdoors, investing in reliable tools is essential to making the most of your experience in nature. A durable, affordable, and timeless wristwatch is the perfect companion for any angler. And that's exactly what Vaer watches are built for. Assembled in America and backed by a guaranteed waterproof warranty, Vaer watches offer the ideal balance of affordability and performance. Stay on time and focus on the moments that matter most.
As fly anglers, there's a tendency when you go on a remote fly fishing trip to bring all the gack in your gear kit. But I'm going to go through some things that are must-haves when you come to McKenzie River Lodge here in North Central Labrador. Let's start with your outer layer. First of all, a good pair of quality waders is key. To that, you're in Labrador. The weather is crazy at times. For example, we had 2 days of pure rain. You want to make sure that your outer system, that your raincoat and your waders are going to hold up and not leak. Temperatures can vary. It can get extremely cold all the way to extremely hot in a day. You want to make sure that you're covered and protected while fishing on the McKenzie River. Now let's talk serious. McKenzie River is slick. It's got boulders that are big and wading can be a challenge. So the first line of defense in being able to see where you're walking and to place each foot properly so you don't fall in is a good pair of quality polarized sunglasses. These will cut the glare off the water and allow you to see those rocks, to see those holes, and actually spot these fish. So get a good pair of quality polarized sunglasses to bring along with you so that you can see exactly what you're doing. A wading staff. Wading staff is key here. I did not bring one and I got wet twice. I fell in twice during this trip. A wading staff is a third leg that you can rely on to stabilize yourself while you're walking across the river or walking downriver. Now, the most important part of this equation is your footwear. I've got a high ankle boot here that provides ankle support that is vital because these rocks are boulders, there are holes between them. You do not want to get into a position where you're rolling an ankle or you can hurt yourself. So a high ankle quality wading boot is key. And to that, the most important part is to make sure that you've got studs in your boots. Carbide, titanium, aluminum, whatever kind of studs you like to use, please bring them along. Make sure you've got them and bring an extra set just in case you need to drill some out. So make sure you've got these studs in the bases of your boots because the rocks are snotty and you will slip. So that is, in a nutshell, the must-haves in equipment for what you need to bring to Labrador at McKenzie River Lodge. You'll thank me later. You will get wet if you don't have this stuff and you do not want to go down in the field. Oh, and one more thing, don't forget the bugs can be ferocious here. So make sure you bring quality bug dope that you can spread on and reapply liberally. Bug nets are not going to work walking through the forest. Make sure you've got quality spray that'll keep those bugs away. Equipment here at McKenzie River Lodge, fishing for big landlocked salmon and brook trout, is as follows. It's really quite simple. For the brook trout, I chose to use a 6-weight 9-foot fly rod matched with a large arbor reel. Though brook trout generally don't run that much, they do use the current to their advantage, so you want to make sure you've got a great drag system on the reel that you've got because they will test it in that current. Line for the brook trout is floating lines only. I've got a 6-weight matched floating weight forward line with a leader system that is anywhere from 9-foot tapered leader in 3X all the way to 12-foot or even 15 feet. For the Wananiche or the landlocked salmon, I chose an 8-weight fly rod, 9-foot 8-weight with the same reel system because these landlocks or Wananiche will run you. They will run, they will jump, they will dog you down, they will fight like crazy. And with the current in the McKenzie River, you're gonna wanna make sure again that you've got a stellar drag. I've got an 8-weight floating line here, again with leader material that is anywhere from 9-foot to 15-foot tapered leader. The tippet I was using was also 3X. As you're nipping back that leader material, you want to be able to add that tippet to keep that fly line away from these fish.
It's our final day here on the McKenzie River at McKenzie River Lodge. Today, we're going on a trek to a small tributary of Andre Lake. We're focusing on brook trout, trophies at that.
This is Thomas Hardy, one of the guides here at McKenzie River Lodge. Thomas, we've come across the lake. It's about an hour drive. What's the story for the day?
So we are going on the Comeback River, a small creek. We are going to start on a pool, a big pool, like on the estuary of the river. We're going to start with streamer. After that we are going on 2 pools. Looks like salmon pool, really straight. So we are going to try dry fly and nymph, or the 2 in the same time, like upper dropper. After that we are going to take a trail, going on the top of the river to fish like 2 or 3 big holes with streamers. After that we're going to take another boat, cross a part of the Comeback Lake, across a little river, the Marion River, and go on the Marion Lake, cross a part of this lake and going on another river.
So much water to fish.
Yeah.
So here we're going to start with a small olive streamer. There are only big fish here because the pike population is huge. So let's see if we can catch some.
Big brookies, right?
Big brookies and sometimes some pikes.
Brookies.
Lake trout.
Brookies.
Brookies. Can cast at 45. Just let it drift and strip to that.
You always have to be ready to rock and roll when you first present your flies in a new run or a new pool. Oftentimes, your first run through is your best shot at catching fish before you have to switch flies. So have your guns ready to shoot because you never know when it's going to happen right away. Now, Thomas, this isn't a multi-fish. You don't catch a lot of fish here, but you catch big fish here,
Yeah,
right?
sure. Like 5 or 6 pound.
5 or 6 pounds in small streams. That's fun.
Sometimes they have some Lakers too in this pool,
Okay.
but more at the beginning of the season. Yeah, nice. Oh, it's a nice one. Oh, whoa. Yes, sir, nice little one. Good job, Will. Good eyes.
Switch up to a bigger fly using the orange and brown stimulator. And I threw it over to the other side of the river, sort of behind a rock wall.
So we switched to larger flies from the initial caddis that we started with to big stimmies, and this is looks like a dirty-ish bomber kind of thing. And a couple casts through, and this guy came up and ate it. It's good fish.
Very nice fish. Wow.
Fish.
Nice.
This is gonna be a great picture, Dad.
It's fantastic, Will. Just fantastic.
Go, boys.
Yeah, that's fun. Whose is whose?
Yours is the bigger one.
Big brook trout. So fun. So I started out with a big bomber, dirty bomber, and passed it through, nothing happened. So I grabbed Will's stimulator, and we got a good one here. Came up and ate it on the far side of the run. Right across the river, right to the other side.
Oh yeah.
Nice one.
Good job, Matt.
Nice one.
That's my thing. That's my
You love this pool, don't you?
first one in dry fly.
Especially on a dry fly.
Big brook trout. Very big brook trout. We switched flies. We were using a darker streamer. We switched to a white one, and this fish smoked it.
So we've come to a brand new spot that hasn't been fished in about 6 years. Took a little bit to get into it, which makes it so much fun. And this looks like a perfect brook trout habitat. Sure enough, couple casts in, out into the main run, and we're hooked up. Using a big bomber. Really have to watch for anything unnatural in the waves, because the noses look a lot like peaks, wave peaks, and just set on it. If you think there's something there, set on it. What do you have to lose? Nice going to a place that hasn't been seen in years, hey? Nope. Not happy. I've got 3X tippet on here, so I can horse them, but the water's cold. I don't want to lose this fish. And the fun is half the fight, other than the eat, that's for sure. They do fight in this cold water brilliantly. All right, good brook trout. Really nice fish.
I just think in my head, it's not possible. There are no fish here.
Yeah,
Too beautiful.
it's too beautiful. The cliche stands. Trout do live in beautiful places. He ate it downstream, Will.
Yeah,
Super cool.
I watch him swim down to it.
Nice cast. Good job, pal.
Thank you.
Now he knows he's hooked.
Thank you.
That's a nice spot.
It's a great spot, man. You know, I had a fish come up on the stimulator and I had so much slack out because my line twisted around the rod that I missed setting the hook. Then Will hooked one on a streamer, so I got to rest this. I don't think it's the same fish because it came out of a different area. I'm gonna have to come down here. I do not like fighting fish downstream. No, they're nice big brook trout. You know, it's a big fish when the guide's excited. Let's go look. What a day. What an absolute unbelievable day. And it's not even over yet. Good fish, man. What a fantastic brook trout. He's staying up in the pool. Oh yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a big fish. Gotta love it when they stay up in the pool. Oh my gosh. He's still up here. Yeah. Doesn't want to leave his home. Okay, we're going down.
Oh yeah, nice brookie. And it's a thing.
So, put your time in. Go for a walk. Go for a boat ride. Walk some more, walk some more, walk some more. Sweat a whole bunch to get to a place that hasn't been seen by humans in years. And you know what? The results are absolutely... You ready for this? Oh, I can't even hold them. Ah, look at that. Stud brook trout at McKenzie River Lodge here in north central Labrador. Perfect.
Well, the float plane will be here in just over 2 hours. Time to go back to reality. Thoughts on your first remote fly-in fly fishing trip?
Well, it's definitely been a fantastic experience for me, and I think for all of us. I've learned a ton of new things from you, from the guides. I've caught new species of fish that I've never even targeted before, and it feels great to be successful in catching them. That's all thanks to you guys and the guides. And I think overall the experience has just been very positive, felt very welcome as soon as I stepped on the dock. Yeah, just a great overall experience.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this episode of The New Fly Fisher. Thanks for watching. It was a pleasure having you on site with me and to be able to experience what true wilderness and true, fishing is like without any pressure. For more on our series, check us out at www.thenewflyfisher.com. From all of us here at The New Fly Fisher, thanks for watching. Will, thanks for joining. And hopefully, we'll see you in the wilds of north central Labrador.
The New Fly Fisher is supported by Newfoundland and Labrador Outfitters Association, Vair Watches, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited,